So this is Eldoa for L5S1, which is the lowest vertebrae in our lower back. The easiest way to get into this position, because we're going to be in a position of like an L on the wall, is to get into a fetal position up against the wall with both glutes touching the wall. And then we're basically going to slide ourselves onto the wall, making an L-shaped position. In a perfect world, our hips are down, our knees are straight, and our toes are flexed. But if you don't have the range of motion, you want to try to get toward this as best you can. So your knees might not be fully straight, your tailbone might not even be down on the ground. And if that's the case, you're just going toward that position. I have the range of motion, so you'll see the end result here. There's a lot of moving parts, so I'm going to go through step by step. So we want to think about our tail and our glutes both touching the wall. Our legs should be wider than hip width, because when we turn them in, which we will be doing, you just don't want your toes to touch. So you're going to be pulling your toes in and turning at your hips and pulling your big toes toward the insides of your knees. We are going to be flattening our whole spine. So if this is extremely uncomfortable for you to be in, you can actually raise your head up a little bit with a pillow, because the goal is that we want to scoop the head flat, thinking about getting long from the top of our head, back top of our head where we would have a ponytail. We're thinking about getting nice and long, and our gaze is basically at our knees against the wall. So in this position, you're trying to flatten the curve of the neck here. We want our whole spine as flat as possible. We're turning ourselves in and pulling our toes so we feel a very big stretch here. We're thinking about separating our heels to our tailbone. So we're thinking about driving our tailbone further down into the ground. And then we're going to take our hands, we're opening up our palms, almost like we are holding a pizza box over our head. And then we're going to bring that over, completely over our head as high as we can get it. And we're driving the palms of our hands as far away from the wall as possible. And in this position, the tension is heels to tailbone and then tailbone to arms, so that the idea is that the most tension or the most distraction we're getting is in the position of our lowest back area. So we're holding this tension as hard as you can, trying to create more and more separation for a full minute. Through the minute, we're going to take opportunity to use a real big diaphragm breath, which means that we're going to inhale through our rib cage and then blow the air all the way out as if we're blowing through a straw, trying to get 8 counts out and 4 counts in through our nose. And we're going to repeat that position. For me, because I have all the range of motion, I tend to go through each body part, hold it for about 10 seconds, trying to get more range, and then hold that position and move to the next one. And then after we do this for a full minute of tension, we want to come out slowly. So you bring one arm down, the other arm down, turn your head just to get a little range, bring one leg flat against the wall, the other leg flat against the wall. Again, relax in this position. You can actually stay in this position for up to about 15 minutes if you wanted to. You could use your phone or a book or something, or watch TV this way, and this will continue that position. If you only had one time in the day to do this, I would suggest doing it at night, so you have the longest period of time to have some space in the lowest part of our lower back. And then to get out of the position, we would get out of it the way we came in. So we would roll as a unit this way, and then we'd work our way back up into a seated position.